In RMC14, there are several armor choices for Marines, and some Marines get more options than others. But anyways, I'm just going to very quickly explain them without getting too nitty-gritty with numbers, because you can't really see these numbers in-game, but you still probably are curious about what certain armors actually do and why you would want to use them. The Rifleman for free can get the M3L Pattern Light Armor, the M3 Pattern Marine Armor, and the M3 EOD Pattern Heavy Armor. So subsequently, this is actually really convenient and really nice for explaining this. Light armor has the lowest amount of armor. Heavy armor, you guessed it, has the highest amount of armor. And the medium armor, right in between. So it's actually really simple, and thankfully you really don't need a wiki or anything to figure this out. The light armor slows you the least. The heavy armor slows you the most. It's pretty direct and very easy to understand. However, there are options for riflemen and other classes, or jobs, whatever you want to call them, roles, can get some of these armors for free. If you spend points, you can get the B12 Pattern Marine Armor, lightweight suit of carbon armor designed for quick movement. That quick movement's a bit of a stretch. And then there's the M4 Pattern Marine Armor, which is cheaper. The M4 Pattern Marine Armor is basically just medium armor, but it also slows you by a medium amount. So this armor is a bit deceptive when you purchase it. For example, it has 20 armor and 15 explosive resistance. The normal medium armor also has this, and the reason for that is I believe in CM13, I don't quite remember. Well, I do know this. Armor in CM13 is different. It isn't just damage reduction. They have acid protection, internal wound protection. The organ damage is a thing in CM13, so that's just quite not done here. And also, that's why I'm kind of always hesitant to be doing these videos for RMC14, is because I know this stuff's going to change. But technically, right now, you should not ever buy the M4 Pattern Marine Armor. If your idea or choice is to get the medium armor, you're just wasting points for armor that is literally identical. But, I mean, drip or drown in it. It does have internal storage, so it's technically a little better in that regard. But I don't know if that's worth 20 points. So I guess by saying there's no reason to purchase it, that isn't true. It has pouches, but for armor purposes, it is identical to the current M3 Pattern Marine Armor. There's also the Ghillie Armor, which is basically just medium armor, and that comes in the Sniper Equipment case for the Squad Weapon Specialist. And there's also the Grenadier Armor, which is actually incredibly good. Also, this is in the Heavy Grenadier Equipment case. It slows you as much as medium armor, but it has 25 armor, which is the same as the 3 heavy armors. B12 Pattern Marine Armor, as we saw earlier, I'll show it again, is a 30-point cost to riflemen. Certain roles and classes can actually get this for free, and some of them get it at a reduced cost. But anyways, this armor is very special. It has heavy resistances. It, of course, still has its normal pouches, but it has heavy resistances, and it actually does have decent explosive resistance as well, while only slowing you down as much as medium armor. However, heavy armor slows you down by 32%, so it's actually only 5% worse than the normal medium armor weight. And the thing is, though, is a lightweight armor, which, yeah, it doesn't protect you as much. It only slows you down by 18%. So this can really make a massive difference. So this person has a minus 18% movement speed, and they can completely outrun a Crusher. This person has 27% reduced movement speed, and they're ever so slightly faster than a Crusher, where if you have 32% speed reduction, aka if you're wearing the heavy pattern armor, you are barely faster than a Crusher. And that means if this Crusher were to get Frenzy, even at the lowest tier of Frenzy, they will catch up to you in your heavy armor. And yeah, armor does protect you against bullets, basically any form of damage, but the best form of damage is to never get hit. So it's an interesting balance of deciding your playstyle, what type of role you want to be filling. Generally, movement speed is typically king, or M54C assault rifle does 44 damage. I'm going to shoot each one of these Marines a single time and compare the damage between each person. This is an unarmored Marine. They don't have any form of armor. They still have their suit on. So this Marine has light armor, this Marine has medium armor, this Marine has heavy armor. So let's observe this directly. The Marine with only a jumpsuit on took 40 damage. The Marine with the light armor on took 25 damage from a gun that does 44 damage. The Marine with the medium armor took 21 damage, and the Marine with the heavy armor only took 17. So from wearing just your jumpsuit to the heaviest armor, you can get well over double the damage reduction for a bullet. And yeah, there's some armor pen stuff going on here, but in general, this is just a very rough guideline. You aren't going to know these numbers or have any reason to care about the specific numbers in game. This shows just how much damage reduction you actually get per bullet. The thing is here is that the Crusher actually does 40 damage a hit. So this Crusher's basic melee attacks are actually very, very similar to the getting shot by one of these bullets as of right now, because the armor system is rather simple compared to CM13's. So this basically can be translated to getting hit by the hardest hitting Xeno in the game right now, which the Crusher and Queen both do 40 brute damage a hit. The heavy armor Marine getting hit by an M54 bullet is basically the same as this Marine getting bit by a Crusher. But the thing is, if you never got in the melee range in the first place because you're faster than them, you never would have took this damage in the first place. So honestly, armor is like almost more so in a way for getting shot by straight bullets or just clipped by a Xeno that you got a little too close to. But really, those options and stuff are obviously up to you. It's up to you if you want to spend points on heavier armor that doesn't slow you quite as much, or just get light armor. Recommending no armor is tough because then you lose storage, and then you do end up taking quite a lot of damage. You may die faster than you expect to, but then you're not slow. But certain Xenos you just cannot outrun. Like, you're never going to outrun a runner, and having no armor will make you very easy to die to them. So there's always those types of elements. Armor also has explosive resistance. If you get clipped by a grenade or something, the heavier armors typically have the more explosive resistance. The light armor actually has quite a lot of explosive resistance, surprisingly. I feel like, though, if you're going for protection, just pay for the B12 or be a class that gets it for cheaper or for free. And if you can't get access to the B12, I really feel like at that point you should just go for light armor. Movement speed, very, very nice in this game with how much moving there actually is and how much kiting you have to do. There's a lot of kiting and shooting in CM13 and RMC14. Anyways, thank you for watching. Armor system's going to develop in the future, so don't think there's much of a reason for me to continue on at this moment.